Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how I've made this cute little kind of shadow box, gift box to hold one of the little lint chocolate snowmen. This is actually separate, so this comes out. So you've kind of got two boxes. So you could have some acetate over this if you wanted to just make this on its own and then have the treats in there. You could possibly pop the snowman, but he would be slightly higher than this, so you could change it up a little bit, or you can just have this box on its own. It's a cute little just top flip little box there, and inside he's just held in there with a foam dot, and then that just all closes up. I've used the decorations from my snowman stamp set. I thought it looked quite nice with the mittens and the snowballs, and then it all just slots in there with the sentiment, it's snow time. It's really easy to make. You don't need any specialty dies. I have used a die to cut the front there to have that scallop detail, but you could cut that so it's straight, or you could just leave it. It doesn't have to have the acetate on the front. So let's get started. So these are the little lint snowmen. I picked these up from the Co-op, but I'm sure you can find them in other places. I got one of each colour. I'm not sure if there was any other colours apart from these ones, but I'm sure you'll be able to find something similar. And I'll give you the measurements of him, and then you might have something similar, but it's 2 by about 3.5. Yeah, 2 by 3.5. So I'm going to do blues today. I've already started one part of the box there. So this is the stamp set, the snowman set. It's lovely. You do get the images of the snowman there in 2 different poses, but I've used the large holly leaf there with the berries and the mittens and the pile of snowballs there, but you've got the snowflakes as well, and then the sentiment, it's snow time. The papers on this one, that striped, is from this one. It's a Craft Sensations, but I thought it was really good for Christmas just because of all the different prints. But there's obviously some here for Valentine's as well, but a lot of these, they just make really nice Christmas backgrounds. So that's what I used for the red. And then for the blue, I'm using the stripe here from the Daisy May Spring is in the Air. And for the sentiments, I used the nested rectangles. It was the inverted scallop for that that detail there, and I'll show you that again in a moment. And then for the acetate, I've used the snow effect acetate from Hunkydory. You can see that on the front there. Okay, so that's all the supplies. So first of all, we'll make the box for the snowman. So you got, like I said, you kind of got 2 boxes in one in this tutorial. So this is made from a piece of 8 by 8.25. Along the 8.25 side, you want to score at 1 3/4, 6 and 7 3/4, and then have that 1/2 inch tab at the top, and then along the 8 inch side you're going to score at 2, 3 3/4, 5 3/4 and 7.5. So you should have 1 2 3 4 kind of squares along the bottom, 1/2 inch tab on the right, and then you'll have the 4 tall rectangles. Now 2 of them will be thick, they'll be that 2 inches wide. So you've got a 2 inch wide, then a thinner one, 2 inch wide and a thinner one. It's this 2 inch one, so 1 2 3rd panel in from the left. So I'll just give you the measurement of the aperture here so you can have something similar. So it's 1 5/8, I mean 1.5 will be fine by 3.5. And then I've just cut a piece of acetate big enough to just cover the back there. Okay, fold and burnish all of those score lines. So you just want to cut down. I've got the 1/2 inch tab on the right hand side there, so I'm going to cut up all of these score lines here just to the first score line. Okay, and then just remove that like so, and then turn it around so the 1/2 inch tab's now on the left, and this time you're going to cut down them all again, but past the first score line down to the second, like so. And then again, remove that completely, and I'll just take a little wedge off there. Now with this one, I'm going to do it slightly different because I had the opening at the front, so you could just see the little lip because of the acetate there. But because you can take this out, it makes sense to have it opening from the back. I mean, that still works fine. No one would know, but for me, I'm going to change it. So it's going to wrap around like this. So I want to remove all of this one here. I'll just hold it up so you can see. So it's just that far left one. And then the 2 either side of this one, I'm just kind of taking half away. And they're going to be the tabs that fold in. So that's going to go like so. They will fold in, and that will now fold in the back rather than the front. I'm going to take my quick grab glue and I'm just going to run it all along the tab here, and fold that one over and fold that one over. And then with the base here, I'm going to keep that one until last. So I'm going to fold my back one down, and I'm going to add my glue, and I'm going to fold in one of the sides. In fact, what you can also do, which I always forget lately, is just take a little wedge off of those there. It just means they don't stick out and they're less likely to catch on anything. So put that down, I'll stick that one over like so, and then again, and then just stick the last one down. So it just means that's all covered underneath. And then if you just take a ruler, you can get inside there and make sure that's all secure. Okay, and then if you just take a very small amount off of the sides of this piece, this is your little closure. Take a little bit off at a time. You want it to be nice and snug and hold itself like so. So I'm happy with that. If you want, you can cut a little finger pull, which I'll do actually. I'll show you that. I'm not gonna, I haven't put pattern paper on the back, but you can do if you want. And I'll give those measurements in a moment. But this is just a little 1/2 inch punch. It's really handy for adding the little finger pulls. And now that all closes and it's easy to open. Then to make this one here, you're going to want 2 pieces of 5 by 6 3/8. The measurements are slightly odd because I was wrapping this around this box and I made this box to fit this snowman. Once you see how it's done, it's easy to round the measurements off if you need to, but 6 3/8 by 5, and along the 5-inch side you're going to score at 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'm going to do the pattern paper now as I go as well. So for these you'll want 2 pieces because you need to stick it on the other one, and these are 3/4 by 6 1/8, and I've stuck it on the second panel in, and you're going to do that on both pieces. Again, fold and burnish all the score lines there, and then you'll want 2 pieces of 4 1/8 by 5. Again, along the 5-inch side you're going to score at 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we need to create little 1-inch sections in each corner along the short side. So if you just pop it in along the short side and score at 1 down to the first score line, then flip the card like so, and again score at 1 down to the first score line. These are just cut lines, so it doesn't matter that the embossed lines are different. Okay, and then flip that piece and score at 1 down to the first score line, and then again this way 1 down to the first score line. Because it's that 4 1/8, it's easier to do it that way, so you know you've got those 1-inch sections in each corner. Then for the pattern paper, it's along that 5-inch side, you've got your middle sections. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the middle there, and you just want 2 pieces of 3/4 by 3 7/8. I'll go through these angled pieces once we get to them. So again, fold and burnish all those score lines. So with this piece here, got my pattern paper on that second panel in. On the very end there, I've added my glue. You're just going to bring it all around. So I've got 2 over that side, and then stick that one down. And just give that a good burnish. Make sure that's all secure. Okay, so with this one here, with those 1-inch cut lines, you just want to cut up to the first score line. Okay, like so. Now I've marked top on mine, ignore that, I've done it just because I've stuck the papers on already, and the direction of the stripes, I want them all facing the right way. But start with any end because it's the same, but you're going to go from the bottom of where you just cut, you're going to go across to the top of that second score line. And then again, you're going to do the same here. So you're creating like a chimney look, like so. And then with the other end, you just want to remove the squares. And then again, you're just going to stick the one where you've cut the corners off, stick that over the top of that piece there. Okay, that's going to give us, you can see how that one's going to fix onto there. So what you want to do, these all exactly the same for each piece. And just adding my glue onto there, and just stick that one under there, like so. Just lie it all down. Make sure that's all secure. So you should have 2 pieces like this and 2 pieces like this. You're then going to attach so that the long piece goes in the corner of the short one, like so. And then you'd add your other long piece. I've already got this corner done, so I'll be able to just slot all of that in, and you can see already how we're going to get that frame. I find it easiest just to add the glue in this part and then just inside that triangle part there. And then I want to make sure my pattern papers are on the side and just push that in to the corner there. So now we've got the box, you can take this, and with these 2 corners left to do, we'll add the glue in a second, but it will be easier to then, you can see there once you push it around how snug that becomes. And then I'll cut a piece for the back in a minute. So then I'm going to add my glue onto this one and this one, and I'm going to just pop it on this one. You don't have to put them together. I had this corner just prepared, but you'll be sticking yours all at the same time. But I can just pop those all in there, and then I'm just going to sit the box in the middle at the same time and just bring all of those sides and corners in. You just want to make sure that you've got a nice corner on it all. That one there's probably gone in a little bit too far. There we go. I'm just going to hold that in place for a bit until that's dry. So whilst that's drying, I've got these 2 pieces which I've already started doing, but you want to cut for the long sides here. You want 2 pieces of 3/4 by 6, and you want to mark in by 3/4 of an inch. Just come down one of the sides and then just trim from that to the corner. And then if you just kind of wrap it but don't fold it, you can then just cut across, so you've got the same angle there. And now you can see that one's going to fit perfectly in there. And then again, 2 pieces of 3/4 by 3 5/8, and again I think it's 3/4. Yeah, just come down one side 3/4, just mark with a pencil and then cut across. And then again, I'm not folding it, I'm literally just wrapping it, and I know then I've got the exact angle at each end. And then that one is just going to stick like so. So I'm going to pop those down. And then I've got this piece of scrap which I'm going to cut to 6 1/4 by 3 7/8, just slightly under so it doesn't stick out. And then I'm just going to, I'll add the glue. Yeah, I'm just going to add the glue just around the edge there. That'll be enough to hold it in place. You don't want to go right into the center because obviously you'll be able to see that. And I think it'd be quite nice to have like a message maybe inside, so when they take the box off they can see the message appear. And then you can just push down on everything just to make sure that's secure, like so. So yeah, you could have a little message appear in there. So I'll just let that dry and you can do all the decoration. So like I said, I've got these pieces here which I've already stamped and coloured, and we'll stick the snowman in as well. So just a couple of adhesive foam pads there, and then just carefully position that like so. And all of the decoration, apart from the sentiment, I've stuck it onto the box so that when they pull the box out, you know, it's that lovely little decorated piece. But if you want to decorate more around here, then of course you can. I've used my alcohol markers to colour all of these, and I've used my accent glaze on the berries and on all of the snowballs there as well. So I'm going to stick everything the same as before, so that one's going to go there. But what I did with the mittens is I did separate them. So just kind of cut through the centre there and just neaten up where you've cut it, and then I just snipped across there and there. And then you can just pop the ends of the mittens like so, and then the berries kind of covered it. It's snow time, and just a little bit of the quick grab glue along the bottom there, and it just stuck perfectly onto the bottom of the frame of the box there. And I've popped some foam on the back of the sentiment, so I'm just going to get everything stuck down. And there's the finished box. So I'm going to call it a box within a shadow box, something like that. Anyway, 2 boxes in one. Like I said, you could add some acetate over the front of that one if you wanted to just make that on its own, and that's a cute little box size as well. Now I've realised I've not added the stripy paper onto this one. I'll give you the measurements. I kind of like the block and then the pattern, so I'm going to leave that one, but I will just give you the measurements for the sides of this one. So you want 2 that are 1.5 by 4, and then 2 that are 1 3/4 by 1.5. And then if you want to do, again, the same on the back, that would be 1 3/4 by 4. But I think both look nice. You can see the print there, but I kind of like the block blue because that's got all the decoration on it. So yeah, hopefully it's given you some ideas anyway and some inspiration. Let me know what you think. No specialty dies are needed, as I said at the beginning. You can use your cutting knife to cut the aperture if you want. It's going to be great for so many occasions as well. So I look forward to seeing what you make. As always, I will link as much of the product that I've used in the description box below. And if you've enjoyed today and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss out on any future videos. See you all again soon. Bye.